What's going on, guys? I'm Dylan.
And I'm Travis.
We're the 406 Boys, back in with another video. And in this video, we are recapping It Welcome to Derry, Episode 4. So this was a actually pretty good episode.
Mm-hmm.
And just so you know, there will be spoilers. So if you haven't seen Episode 4, go watch it and then come back and watch this video. So we will be going, obviously, into a deep dive and recap of the entire episode. We will be going into whether there were kills and just over an entire deep dive of the entire episode. So without further ado, let's get right into the recap.
So the episode starts off pretty much the next day since the cemetery incident.
You basically see the kids basically heading towards the police station.
Mm-hmm. And they want to show them the pictures of what they got, and the exact what I thought was going to happen happened.
The entities, as they will, were not in the pictures.
At least they didn't see it. And so, as per usual, Bowers, the police chief, threatened to send Lily back to the nut house.
If she kept talking about this stuff and basically chasing goblins and ghouls as they're trying to get Hank out of the jail cell that he's sitting in right now.
And that also leads to later on when the mother, I think her name was Charlotte, if I remember her correctly. Yeah, thank you. Basically has to dig what's going on with Will, and basically he admits that they went to the cemetery and this thing that they can't explain is just terrorizing them.
Yeah.
And
ultimately she says they'll keep it between them, but says that he is not allowed to leave his room, so has to go from school
to home, which is fair, because if I experienced that, I would be like, yeah, I'm not going to go anywhere.
Yeah. You have Leroy Hamlin, who is the father of Will, decides to take Will fishing. And so everything's going good. Will isn't having that great of a time. But Leroy, his dad, has to go back to the truck or to the car or whatever. So, things are going normal until this koi fish
something fishy happens.
Swims up to him, and he looks into the water, and something grabs him and pulls him under, and it's his dad, and he's burnt up or whatever. And then his dad runs back and he pulls him out, whatever, and he asks him what's going on. They look over and they see and Leroy actually sees this too, sees a red balloon floating, and we all know what that means, that Pennywise is there.
Which I kind of like that idea, and it kind of makes sense, because the reason why the townsfolk in Derry are not seeing it is because they were, when growing up there, they were just sort of told to ignore the whole thing. These people are outsiders, so it makes sense that they would be more aware of what's going on. Which then leads to later that night when Will's looking through the telescope and nothing out of the ordinary happens until we see a silhouette of him.
Pennywise. And of course Will freaks out, and then he's in the fetal position in the corner of his room. And then Leroy goes out screaming like, "Who's there? Leave my family alone." Neighbors start waking up, and then he looks up in the tree and there's another red balloon. So at this point, Dick Hallorann and his army buddies are cleaning out this area, which he got permission to be in as part of, what was it, last episode or the episode before?
Yeah, it was the
where
last episode,
he needed a hangout for him and his friends. Well, Leroy pulls up and he wants to know what the hell is going on, because he told Dick Hallorann what his son saw, and obviously before this happened, Dick Hallorann saw his grandmother again, and Dick Hallorann is seeing all this stuff because he can obviously see things.
And basically gives the response of, I don't know, and I don't really know if I want to know.
And Dick Hallorann says, yeah, exactly, he doesn't exactly know if he wants to know.
So then, the next scene after that, Leroy goes in to basically tell the sergeant sort of the same thing. What are we chasing? And basically, rather than outright tell him, basically shows what's going on.
Yep.
And this guy from this Native American tribe is basically in an interrogation, not talking about what's going on. So Dick is brought in to essentially probe his mind. And what we find out through a story that, very, very, very long story short, it explains that a star crashed and it acted as a cage for this creature. It broke out, and there was an agreement that basically said, okay, we don't go in this area, and so we stay in this side essentially. But settlers came in, they ruined it, and the thing broke out and started killing people one by one, and a lot of people died. So essentially, they brought these shards, that is the only thing that was encaging it, and basically going in the entire area where it is this hunting ground. And I'm assuming that means that that whole barrier, that's what became Derry, Maine, the city. And that actually kind of does answer the question of why doesn't it just leave the town, essentially, and start doing that? Why does it stay in this one area? So that's kind of a cool way to sort of keep it, to kind of build on to the lore of this town, essentially.
Exactly.
And just when we thought that the messed up imagery stuff was done for it,
we finally got some interesting stuff that happened.
So, granted, in the flashback, they did show some gnarly kills, but the messed up stuff happens later on. So, earlier in the film, there was a documentary that was for this parasite that goes into snails that makes their eyes bulge out into outrageous colors to basically make birds see it, and then they eat it, and then it goes into the bird, essentially. That Margaret girl has that happen to her.
Yeah.
Where her eyes just bulge out, and it's just freaky imagery right there.
It's freaky,
and this was like, there was going to be a setup for a prank, like literally like Carrie style humiliation.
And I think she was going to pull out of it, honestly.
Yeah, like last second, until it's like, nope, gotta keep you all divided. I gotta make this happen.
And then of course she goes.
That's not even the worst part.
She goes in and starts stabbing at her eye that are bulging out,
and uses a bandsaw to cut those off.
Yep, and it's not even worse. Lily grabs the tool from her and is standing over her, and then everybody walks in. And it's like, of course they make Lily act like she did.
Bro, literally, this show literally drags this girl through the mud, like worse than probably any other character, almost. Then, at some point, at the end of the flashback sequence that Dick was interrogating that other guy for, we then find out, essentially, where its resting place is. And it shows the house on Neibolt Street.
I'm so excited, man.
Which means he's coming.
Episode 5, Pennywise will finally be here. And we saw from the teaser trailer that he is coming in episode fucking 5. Finally. So overall, what would you rate the episode, and what would you rate the excitement from the episode overall?
I would say that
I would rate this probably higher than last episode. I would probably rate this episode probably an 8.
I would say, especially since I actually liked the little lore piece.
I did, and I liked all the pieces connecting together. I think I liked it a little bit more because more happened.
And also, it seems like stuff are slowly starting to get together.
I'm
still not fully on board with the military thing, but everything else is fine.
I think we're going to get into a lot higher ratings, though, because Pennywise is coming now. So, what do you guys think of It Welcome to Derry so far? Are you loving it? Are you hating it? Let us know your thoughts on It Welcome to Derry so far down in the comments down below. We'd love to know what you think of It Welcome to Derry. If you like this video and you want to see more videos like this video, hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, turn on notifications so you get notified when we upload new videos. I'm Dylan.
And I'm Travis.
We're the 46 Boys. See ya.